Hey guys, Jack Bennett here. Thanks for tuning into the lesson. Today I'm going to continue on with the expanding the drum beat video that I did a few days ago. Basically what we were doing there was we were taking this funk beat and we were moving the left hand around the toms to re-orchestrate and kind of vary up the pattern a little bit, and we started doing this. Okay, so the idea behind all of that is that, you know, instead of relearning a new pattern, you can actually take the patterns that you already know, assuming that you can play that pattern, and I broke it down, and get different sounding beats from essentially the same sticking sequence or sticking pattern. Today what I'm going to do, since you've probably already figured that one out, is stick with that pattern. So we've got 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 1. This time we're going to involve the hi-hat and the hi-hat gliss and get a completely different thing happening. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring the left hand up onto the hi-hat, and the left hand's kind of going to be switching between the hi-hat and the backbeats on the snare drum. All right, so I'll just play you up to speed what I'm going to teach you how to play today. Just the left hand. And when you put that with the right hand on the ride cymbal, once again, the ride cymbal is just playing eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You get this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can hear that's significantly different from the first, like, core pattern, which was... or any of the stuff around the toms. Now what's really important when you do any kind of hi-hat gliss, even if it's the most simple, like, you know, when you first learn how to do a hi-hat gliss, the most important thing is, I mean, other than getting the notes accurate with your sticks, is the releasing of the left foot to open up the hi-hats and the closing of the left foot to stop the gliss sound. Okay, and a lot of people don't pay enough attention to that, and it sounds really kind of wishy-washy, and it doesn't really groove because all the note values aren't really correct and kind of lining up. So I'm going to walk you through now what we're doing. It's the same pattern, so let's just forget about, I'm even going to put my right stick down. Forget about what the right hand's doing because you're only playing eighth notes over there. All the action is happening here. So it's the same pattern. Let's just look at beat 1 to beat 2, right? It's just 1 E and 2. Let's just do that much, okay? 1 E and 2. On the E, the second 16th, I'm playing with the tip of the stick on the top of the hi-hat. Now this is really important as well. Don't do it all up here and then all down there. It's both, okay? So on 1 E, I'm up here. Then on 1 E and, so the in-between eighth note of beat 1, I'm playing the shoulder of the stick on the edge of the hi-hat, and that is the gliss, okay? It's really important for this application, this type of sound, that you do that, okay? Because that's going to hit the top hi-hat into the bottom hi-hat, and that is the hi-hat gliss sound. The hi-hat gliss sound is not just hitting the top hi-hat on its own, because it just sounds like another cymbal. Alright, we want this sound. Alright, and I'm hitting the top one into the bottom one, and the way I'm doing that is by hitting it on the edge with the shoulder of the stick, not the tip, okay? So there we get 1, E, and 2. Okay, so this is where it comes into play with your note lengths. If I want the hi-hat gliss to ring on from beat 1 all the way to beat 2, then I've got to close the hi-hats exactly on beat 2 with my left foot, which is also the same time that I hit the snare drum with my left hand, because that's the backbeat, beat 2, right? However, just before that, on beat 1 E and the 4th 16th of beat 1, I've played the bass drum, because remember it's 1 E and right? So there's a whole new coordination thing happening here. And you've got to get it all exactly right, or the bass drum's not going to kind of lock in with the hi-hat, and that's not going to lock in with the snare. It's all going to sound kind of jumbled up. So let's just do it really slow to start with. We get this. 1, E, and 2. Okay, exactly on 2, I close the hi-hats. 1, E, and 2. All right? So make a real conscious effort to bang, land the hi-hat with your left foot. Really move your left foot down hard on beat 2. And that's going to give you the hi-hat chick, and that's going to land exactly with the left hand. And you're going to get that clean unison sound, okay? All right, now let's learn beat 2. We're going to play this snare note that was an accent, that was a rim shot on 2E and A. We're going to play that as a gliss as well. So we get 1E and A, 2 and A, and A, right? Once again, we've got to close the hi-hats on beat 3, and that happens with the right foot. 1E and A, 2 and A3, you close it on, right? So you're opening it for a really short amount of time just before you hit it on the 4th 16th of 2, 2E and A, and you're closing it pretty much straight away afterwards as well, all right? Exactly on beat 3, so the feet land together. Now, I'm breaking this down into a lot of detail, okay, and it might be too much to take in at once. That's cool. Just rewind the video, watch it 10 times if you need to before it sinks in. But this is how much detail you need to be thinking about it in order to get everything to line up and sound good, okay? So once again, really slow. 1E and A2 and A3, E and A4. It's the same thing in beat 3 as beat 1, right? So nothing new to learn there. Then at the very end, where we were playing 4E and A1, we're just going to do another hi-hat gliss. Same as in 2E and A3, all right? So all up now, we get this. 1E and A2 and A3, E and A4. Now we'll bring in the ride cymbal, same speed, not too fast. This is what it sounds like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, and you can see at the end there, I just started to mix and match. And that's the whole thing here. The groove and fill expansion system is trying to teach you some vocab, you know, expanding and varying up the things you already know, but the ultimate goal is to be able to improvise and create your own things. We're just giving you the vocab. It's up to you to then come up with your own ideas and mix and match things and develop your own sound and your own vocab from it, right? So then, let's play it a little bit quicker. Sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right, so have some fun with it. That's another way of taking this pattern, making a new, sounds like a new pattern from it, like a new beat from it. You haven't changed the sticking at all, so once you've invested the time into learning that pattern first of all, you're going to get multiple variations and multiple beats from it, and that's the whole point. All right, enjoy.